lot of you do, some of you don't. But today, I'm going to be talking about an experience that I had with true parents that helped me. Like looking at their course, helping me in my own life. So, I'm going to dial it back to 7th grade. Who here is in 7th grade? Some people, one person. Okay, middle school. There's middle schoolers here, high schoolers, yes. Okay, so back when I was in 7th grade, like 12, 13, I did this thing that some of you might know. It's called Tungelmudo. Yeah, okay. So Tungelmudo, I joined Tungelmudo is like martial arts class, basically, that we do at church. And I joined Tungelmudo like later than all of my peers. So I was like 12, 13, and then all of like the people my age were like, I was like a white belt, yellow belt. Everyone else was like blue belt, brown belt. And I was with younger kids that are in the audience, not to name names, Sunu, Jinu, Shigeru. So I was with these kids. You're bigger now, okay, but you're like tiny back then. And so, it was really hard for me because I was also really tall back then. I was like really tall, I was like skinny like a stick, so I looked really weird. And I was like super, super insecure and like really not confident at all. So, I'm doing Tungelmudo, and then we hear that we're having a promotion. And a promotion is like where you get a higher belt, but you have to be tested. So like all of your family's watching, your friends come, your siblings, and they like sit and they like see you like perform and stuff. And so for 2 weeks before the promotion, every single night, I was in my bed and I was like dreading it so bad. I was like, I don't want to do it, bro. I can't do it. It's like really, really, really embarrassing for me. So, like maybe like 3 or 4 days, I don't know how long, but like really close to the promotion, one night I got a dream. And I was climbing up this really steep, dark, like mountain. And I was doing it by myself. It was scary, it was windy, it was at night. But then there was someone right above me, ahead of me, and it was True Father. And he was like smiling, and he was bright, and he was like pulling me up this mountain to get to the top. And he wasn't worried, he was smiling, he was chilling, and I was really scared, but he helped me get there. So I took that as like, oh, true parents are helping me, like God is helping me in this really scary situation. And so I went through the promotion, got a higher belt, it was great. Yes, thank you so much. I got a blue belt in the end. But yeah, so that was like a kind of like early experience of like how true parents kind of helped me. But then, yeah, since I was 13 to now, I'm 20 years old now, so it's been a couple years. But through that time, so many experiences that I've had where true parents, like seeing how they've lived and what they've done has helped me overcome a lot. And something that really sticks out like to this day that I read about, some of you maybe have read this like speech where True Father talks about it, but back in like the 70s and 80s in America, True Father was doing a lot, and he was like getting really big, and like everyone knew like Sun Myung Moon's name. But so he was like doing so much, like trying so hard to like do something good to help people in the world. But during that time, he got like accused, persecuted, but like put into this court case. And court cases are a big deal, and they're really scary. But he was like accused of a really, really tiny, whatever it's called, like felony crime. But it was like really, really small that people can just like pay a couple dollars for, can like pay a fine for. But they were putting him through this huge ordeal that people still talk about today. Like this court case where they're like, bashing him, making him feel really, really humiliated. Like, I can't imagine what it's like to have like the whole country against you, saying pretty terrible, embarrassing things. And maybe at school I'm sure you've all had experiences where people say something mean and like in front of other people, and it really hurts and it embarrasses you. But like just looking at that example, True Father said in his speech he was talking about something else, like challenging yourself and victory over Satan and all this stuff. But he said, like, oh, and yeah, also there's a court case happening right now, but like, I'm not even blinking an eye because it doesn't matter to me. Like, yeah, it's humiliating, but I have bigger things to worry about. Like, he's here doing God's will. And so that didn't matter to him. Like, can you imagine? And so throughout my life, like looking at true father's example of nothing can embarrass him anymore. Nothing can humiliate him anymore. He just keeps going because he has his eyes on the prize. He has his eyes on things that are bigger. And for me, like I've done a lot of things since then. I was very, very, very insecure and scared and not confident in middle school and high school. But looking at True Parents' life and seeing like, okay, this might be embarrassing right now, but True Father has gone through 1,000 million times worse. True Mother has gone through so much worse than me, so I can do it. It's not that bad. So I've been able to do a lot of things since then. I've been able to go on GPA and fundraise and captain teams and go around the country, do a lot of things. Even standing here and giving a testimony, like I'm able to do that because I see that True Parents have done so much more than me. And so if they can do it, anything is possible. So they've inspired me a lot in my life. They continue to inspire me every day. Sometimes it's hard to connect, yeah, because they're like maybe seem kind of far away or like I don't really know who they are. Sometimes it might feel like that. But even just looking at small examples of how they lived their life has helped me overcome a lot of challenges. So I'm sure a lot of you have had experiences like that already, or maybe you haven't yet, but I know that if you want it and you want to overcome and you want your parents to help you, then they're there and they will help you. So yeah, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Thank you.